Hey folks, Real Honesty with John Ritland. I'm John Ritland. This is the second episode of my Unpopular Wrestling Opinion series. And this one's going to probably get me more hate than my previous one, because I talked about, in the first episode, I talked about NXT as a brand maybe, not necessarily failing, but faltering and not being must-see TV like it was. And that maybe NXT as a brand might die out quicker than we think. But watch that episode to get my full thoughts on that. It was like 16 minutes. I enjoyed that because I wanted to go in depth about stuff and give my opinions on both sides. This, however, is going to be something that will give me hate. Because it's going to be about the super kick party, weird goofy pants wearing, super kicking every damn match they get a chance, the Young Bucks. I want to take this opportunity to say I have nothing against either Young Buck. Nothing against either of them. As people, they seem fine in interviews. They seem good to their fans. They're good athletes. They can work. They certainly love wrestling and have carved out a really good niche in wrestling. Like whether it's been in Japan, Ring of Honor, any PWG shows, any appearances they've made. They clearly love what they do, and that's great. That being said, the Young Bucks are the if not the most overrated tag teams of the last 30 years. And I'm going to tell you why. One, and this happens in WWE, this happens in other companies, the Young Bucks, simply all the super kicks, all that stuff or whatever, it's ridiculous. To me, in the ring, it's like it's like a spot fest. It's like watching two RVDs throw kicks. I mean, RVD is a much better athlete, don't get me wrong. He created more moves. The Young Bucks just are unbelievably overrated. I mean, when they were in TNA as Generation Me, they deserve better, I will say that. They should have been used a lot better. Because they had some name value at that time also, and have just grown their brand since, and good for them. But I've just never understood the appeal. Whenever I watch their matches, I'm just thinking, that's it? That's what people enjoy? I mean, and now I sound really old. I mean, at just 36, I sound really old, like, you kids get off my lawn. It was better in my day when I was younger. But I'm sorry, I just have never understood. I watch these matches with the Young Bucks, wherever it is, whether it's in the U.S. or across the pond, and I'm just like, that's it? What the hell's the big deal? Oh, they throw a super kick. Oh, another super kick. Oh, this. I did see the match they had at the Ring of Honor 15th anniversary show that they had with the Hardys. Fine. It was fine for what it was. Personally, wasn't the greatest thing I've ever seen. But they're building a storyline with him, and I think the Hardys and the Bucks can draw some good money. And they got a show coming up, I want to say April 1st. That's fine. Hopefully they can deliver a good to great performance. But here's my issue with it. My thing is with the Young Bucks is there's nothing hugely innovative about their movesets. They certainly come up with some creative spots, but to me it's like violent dancing more than it is actual wrestling. I've just never, it's like any of the stuff I saw in Ring of Honor, like Ring of Honor TV, when I was able to watch it before my cable company pulled the channel that they were on, I just watched them like, that's it? Really? What even is? What is this? What is the big appeal of them? Are they bad wrestlers? To me, they're not wrestlers, they're entertainers. I'm just going to go on and say that. I'm glad they didn't go with WWE. I think WWE wouldn't have known what to do with the Young Bucks. They would have been watered down. And then you would have had them in matches against the Usos on SmackDown, and everybody would have been throwing super kicks, including the referee, and they would have all knocked themselves out. In fact, a 5 super kick spot with them meeting their feet right in the middle could have been like the Power Rangers doing their stuff or whatever, or Captain Planet. I don't know. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. But I've watched enough matches of the Young Bucks. I mean, I haven't watched every single match they've done. I admit that. I'm not the biggest Young Bucks fan. Obviously, as you can tell, because I'm calling them overrated. Extremely overrated, by the way. But I just watch. It's kind of the same with Kenny Omega, who's a great wrestler. In that match with Okada that they had at Wrestle Kingdom 11 was very, very, very good. Did not deserve 6 stars, but was very good. But yeah, anything with the Young Bucks, I'm just like, okay, I mean, yeah, they're good athletes. They clearly love what they do, and they clearly work hard, but really? That's it? It's just not, they're just not entertaining to me. They're just simply not. It's like watching them is like, watching them, it's the same thing on repeat. Even if they come up with a couple extra moves, it's just the same thing on repeat. It's like you know it's going to end with about 90 super kicks. I mean, I'm overstating. It's not 90, it's 89. But it's boring to me. Because it's not actual wrestling. Now, that being said, there are some wrestlers I like. I mean, I did a top 50 favorite wrestlers of all time list. I'm sure there are at least 10 to 15 on that list that people would say, really? You don't like the Young Bucks, but you like those guys? Keep in mind also, I don't get to watch the Young Bucks as much because, quite frankly, it's just not entertaining to me. I watch enough of them. I watched one match and was like, okay, whatever. Maybe something will be better. Then I saw a second and a third match. I've seen enough to know they're just not my cup of tea. And they're overrated. They are just simply, and sometimes, quite frankly, they're boring to watch. Like, you want to tell me that, oh, they're so interesting, they're just so great that this is going to be the quintessential greatest tag team ever to never wrestle for WWE. Quite frankly, I hope they never wrestle for WWE because I don't think WWE needs a team that, I don't care how much merch they have, and good for them. They're able to provide for their family. You know, I believe both of them are married, or at least one of them is. They're able to provide a life for the people they care about, including themselves, and that's great. But that doesn't mean that they're the greatest tag team ever. I mean, sorry, you guys can shred me in the comments all you damn well want, but I wouldn't even put them top 25 of my favorite tag team. I wouldn't even put them top 50. Because I'm including teams from WWE, WCW, the NWA days before they became WCW, AWA, that kind of stuff. Young Bucks wouldn't even make the top 50. They might not even make the top 100. I mean, I would have to really research tag teams, but they can work hard all they damn well want, but all those super kicks, all that shit, doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything. It is shit to me. It's trash. And watching it actually, it doesn't make me actively so angry. It doesn't make me angry like Luger does. Because as far as I know, the Young Bucks haven't done anything like Luger has. And that'll actually probably be my next unpopular wrestling opinion. Something related to Reigns and Luger. But the Young Bucks. I mean, it's just, guys, can people maybe clarify in the comments and my Twitter handles in the description, can you guys clarify why you like the Young Bucks, why the Young Bucks are so revered? Because I just don't get it. I call them overrated because they are, to me. So that's just really it. I mean, they're just boring to me. They're overrated. They're not terrible workers, but they're not great wrestlers. They're innovative with their moves, but they're not the greatest thing ever, and I just don't get the appeal. So leave comments, tweet me, my Twitter handle's in the description, like, share, subscribe, and tell me why the Young Bucks are actually so good, because I don't get it. They're extremely overrated, and quite frankly ridiculous to watch. So anyways, it's been Real Honesty with John Ritland. I'm John Ritland, and I'll see you soon.